Good morning. Sorry I'm late, guys. I didn't sleep well last night. Do me a favor, like the live, share the live, let everybody know that we're here. Sorry I'm late. I have gone to bed. I took a long time to fall asleep. I woke up in the middle of the night, so I'm tired. Welcome in, everybody. I can't believe today it's already the 12th of March. That's just crazy to me. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and get started. For the people who are here on time, please like the live. Because we already know we have people who don't like what I do. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I muted for a second. Who are we going to start with today? Might as well start with her. Oh, you want Bree and Ty? Give me a second. I'm going to get to them. I'm only doing her because there's really not a lot to say. She is still asking for money every day. She finds a new reason. Whether it's gas for the car, food for herself, food for the dogs, a tire, her car is an impound, which was true. Her car did get impounded. But ma'am, you got evicted last Wednesday. She can wait for the marshals to come put her out. Rissa, exactly. But I want y'all to understand something. If you notice, most of them will tell a truth to lend to their credibility. So Lisa asked for money for food and smokes. She definitely wants cigarettes. Do I think she uses all the money she gets for food and smokes? No, I think it's code word. I'm going to talk about Mark Russell later. Did he get a bus ticket to go wherever it is he wanted to go? Yes. He did. Beth, who I'm going to talk about today. Was it their anniversary yesterday? Probably. But they add that bit of truth so that when they lie, they can cover themselves in the truth, and I'm doing that in air quotes, that they do. So if I actually use the money for the car impound and I say, you can watch me go get it, well, now the next time she says she needs $50 for dog food, she doesn't need to show that she uses it for dog food because she's already proven that she quote unquote tells the truth. So, Jordan, you claim you have a job. And that's why you need so much gas. And that's why you need food and et cetera and et cetera. But if you have said job, why did you stop paying the rent? And let's understand, this is her MO. She has done this multiple times. She gets into a place, for whatever reason, decides to stop paying. And the only thing I could think of is she didn't keep the job. She has literally become wash, rinse, repeat. She gets on in the evening. Why? Because it gives her a deadline. If she has to be to work at 11:30, she may go live at 9:30. So that she can say, "Hey guys, I need your help." Now she's calling her crew the Misfits. Hilarious, but so fitting. And she'll be like, "I have to be to work at 11:30. I can't be late. I'm going to be fired. I need $50." When do you get paid, Jordan? Because it doesn't matter what day of the week it is, what time of the month it is, you need money. When do you get paid? And if you are still working and you're not paying the rent, what are you doing with your money? Ma'am, good morning, all for one. Exactly. She always has the exact same request. Like I said, it's wash, rinse, repeat. One day it's the dog food. Next day it's gas and food for her. Then it's gas and food for her. Then it's I need a bag of dog food. Oh, yeah. Sometimes she'll be like, I need the rest of, I need to get their dog food and I just need the rest of the rest of it, $30. Where did the other 20 come from? Was that because of what you asked for the day before? Correct, Debs. It's always the same few items. Oh, yeah, that used to be it. They turned her car off. Isn't it interesting that since she's been in the apartment, her car has never been cut off? I haven't heard her say that one time. Isn't that interesting? But you can't pay the rent. That's all I have to say on her. Check her out. Amber, I agree. Okay. Somebody requested, so we might as well get to it. We might as well get to it. He is another one who adds truth. She adds truth. He adds, truth to the lie so that people believe the lie. Timu weekend. So, they needed money for the room. Somebody said they were going to send their money to Ukraine. And he was like, what? I don't even understand what that means. Like, that's not even relevant. Of course, anybody giving money to anybody else isn't relevant to you, Ty. Of course not. You literally want people to have empathy for you while you have no empathy for anybody else. Oh, thank you. Everybody, do your daily heart me, please. And thank you. He said that when he was outside, we said he was lying. And that is just crazy. But you should show us the proof. Ty, let me tell you why we say that you're lying. Because I'm sure either you or one of your sycophants is in here. We say that you're lying because you're the only person outside. Where's Bree? Where's Bree? We say that you're lying because you started going live to say you were outside after dark when the hotel demands that you get out at 11 a.m. So, what did you do all day, Ty? And when you figured out that that made you look like a liar because you were lying, you started going live early. I should say earlier in the day, so that you could be like, see, we got kicked out. You learn from the lives that people like me do. When we catch you in a lie, you just change it up. That's all you do. You just change it up so that you're not quote unquote lying anymore. But we know the truth. We know that you're lying. But where's Bree, Ty? Where's all your stuff, Ty? Correct. Now that I've said it, next time that's going to be the case. White socks. Please stop beating up the water fountain. Please. Okay. Jordan was evicted, and today is eviction day for Kim. Somebody named Amy West Taylor, I believe it was, or Sailor. Balin. I can't read my own writing. But she said all the DMs and no facts. Well, let me give you a couple of facts, Amy. He's lying. They do have somewhere to go. They just can't be together. But they are not homeless by necessity. They're homeless by choice. She could go to her family. He could go to his. And then when the apartment becomes available, they can move in together. That's facts. What's also facts is that, hi Scan, Opera. Oh, welcome in. What's also facts is that he gets a check. He is telling everybody he doesn't, because when people were asking, what do you do with your check? He had to say that we got it taken away. So let's Let's do a little examination. Let's do a little raising the consciousness. Okay? So I did a little research on the reasons you can lose your SSI. Because he says that it's what we did, that we called and got his SSI taken away. And when he is asked for proof of said removal or the reason why SSI took it away, he ignores that question. They have to have, or they have to give a reason. They don't just write you a letter and say, hey, we got a phone call, we took it away. And I say that about Lash Tech Erica and her food stamps. And we have proof positive. White Sox, please lay down. Please. He's like, this phone is preventing me. Oh, there he goes. Showing off his white socks. Can you please go lay down someplace and get out of the camera? They're saying hi to you. Buddy. Okay, great. Sorry. So, these are the reasons. Income. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Anybody else who's a member of the team, if you can, please do your daily heart me. It makes a difference. Yeah, he's helping all right. I had to just move the phone. So, these are the reasons. Income, meaning you earn or receive too much money. You notice what it says there? You earn or receive. So, it doesn't have to be a job. If somebody were to give him $900 or $1,000 in 1 month, they could take it away. Oh, thank you for the gift. Not necessary, but appreciated. It lets TikTok know that you appreciate what I do. Resources. If you have too many. Property, stocks, cash, you may no longer qualify. Medical recovery. You improve medically. If you change your living arrangements. For instance, if someone else helps pay for your rent, meals, your SSI may be reduced. Hey, Ty, who's been paying your rent every day? Or selling and giving away resources. I don't think that applies here. But it does say the SSI is a needs-based program. So the amount of resources you have is considered. So I've just laid it out there for you. A phone call to SSI doesn't get your benefits taken away. It doesn't get your food stamps taken away. It doesn't get any of that taken away. It's a needs-based program. Now, if someone called and said, hey, check out his resources, hey, check out how much money he receives, and Social Security does that, and they take it away, that's your fault. You should have used your money to pay your rent. Don't blame us. Now, did I call SSI? No. But I understand why people would. Let's see. I think I have another one. Okay. So this is where it describes what resources are. So cash, bank accounts, stocks, lands, life insurance, personal property, vehicles, anything else you own which can be considered, which could be changed to cash and used for food or shelter, and deemed resources. So Ty, please stop lying to your audience. Please stop lying to your audience. We didn't do it. I don't think it's your own life insurance because you won't benefit from it unless it is the kind of life insurance where you can get like a cash, like some whole life insurances you can take cash out. But I think it's if you are going to be on the receiving end of life insurance. And then Queen C said, people making these accounts are ignorant. Queen C, do you know how many accounts your favorite person on TikTok has? Multiple. And you know how we know? Because when we were in All for One's live, Ty came in on what? 4 or 5 different accounts? At least? But we're ignorant? Stop saying stuff. Because all you do is prove it that he is the things you say about us. If we weren't getting blocked every 2 seconds for asking a real question, we wouldn't need to create a new account. They're not blocked over here. But yet and still, he came into All for One's live on 4 or 5 different accounts. So Ty, your fan, Queen C, thinks that you're ignorant. He claims that he wants to stop begging. And then he said when, they find their place and they don't need any money, we're going to have to stop talking about him and find somebody else. But we would love to stop talking about you. Stop begging for money. He has one mod named Brooke. I'd love for Brooke to come over here because she talks big shit. I mean, her chest is stuck out. She's standing 10 toes down. She's begging for them. Brooke, I have one question. You yourself said that it takes a long time for someone to go from number 2 to number 1 to an apartment. And I agree with you. Somebody has to leave a 1 bedroom. There has to be nobody in front of you for a 1 bedroom for you to get it. So it does take time. Let's say it takes a year. Are you willing to give him $26,000? Because that's how much it's going to cost for him to stay comfortable, as he says. You got $26,000 to fund his life? Because otherwise, Killer Kier, I agree. Because unless you have $26,000 to fund them, I'm going to need you to shut up. How dare you request that other people give their money? It's one thing when he does it because he's the person who technically needs it. But you telling people to do it? Put up your 13,000. You put up your 13,000 and then you have the right to ask other people to put up the other 13. But how dare you sit there, you're not funding it, but require other people to. Good morning. Correct. Then he said that we are addicted to cyber stalking. Sir, when you stop, I stop. It's not cyber stalking. It's just looking at what you say and do. And in some cases, revealing facts. And in other cases, sharing my opinion. But cyberbullying, no. I don't go into your live and say mean and nasty things. I don't think anybody should. And I've said it on multiple occasions. If I find out somebody who follows me is doing that, they'll be blocked. Because I don't want any association. But he never says who does it. He just claims that we're all doing it. You don't want me to treat you like any other beggar, right? So why do you lump all of us together? And then he said, we think it is funny to bully someone down on their luck. Good morning. I don't bully anybody down on their luck. What I do is highlight someone who feels like their every expense should be covered. Someone asked him, how do you pay for your food? And he was like, people help us. How when you only ask for the hotel room every day? Correct. Gracie. What money? You get $80 a day. I might get $5 3 times a week. Maybe. Sometimes it's $2. Sometimes it's less than that. Who's really making money off TikTok? Because it's not me. Oh, thank you guys. Everybody continue to like the live. Because we know they send their people in here. The hotel is only 55. Wow. I didn't see that. Yep. It's funny that you said that because I wrote down they make hella money streaming him. I don't. First of all, I don't stream you. Stop lumping us all together. A, I don't stream you. Oh, that's cute. And B, hella money. And then Brooke, of course. They make more than that. How do you know, man? A lot of people in awareness don't even have their gifts turned on. I do. But that's my choice. But for whoever might have an account and want to go in there and say something, let them know that we looked up the reasons for why he can lose Social Security. What is it? Supplemental income? SSI? And that he can stop lying on us. Right. Perfectly okay for them. How do you know that I'm not down on my luck, Ty? I'm blocked from them because I asked the question. Oh, for fact. Me too. Multiple of my accounts, even backups, are blocked for asking a question. And I keep telling myself, will you shut up? Just write it down and talk about it when you go live. But sometimes it irks my nerves. Right. He's like, I'm waiting for the truth. I'm waiting for the truth. Well, there is some truth for you, Ty. We can't make a phone call and say Ty's a horrible person and they take it away. That's not how it works. Now, like I said, if somebody called and said, check out his resources, check out the amount of cash he gets, and they find out that you're getting $80-something a day to pay for a hotel room, which is more than you get in Social Security, and they take it away, that is your fault. Yeah, it's super hard. Sometimes, for certain people, I just have to window watch because I am too tempted. It was like that last night with Nick. I had to keep deleting what I was going to type because his lies piss me off. I'm getting better at it, though. That's $560 a week. So in 2 weeks, he gets more than what he gets in his Social Security. Thank you, CJ. So if you lose it, that's not on us. That's on you. That's on you, buddy. I'm so sorry. $11.20 for 2 weeks. Yep. Sorry. Not sorry. Let's go to somebody else. This piece of crap right here drives me insane. Wait, we gotta go to the notes. So, somebody is funding Nick behind the scenes. His real name is Mark. For anybody who hasn't seen the video, the infamous video that has gotten him run off from 2 carnivals, Fallon has it pinned to her account. Just type in FALON. You will find her. Go to her account. She has it pinned. I say that because he now will often say it was Mary's fault. But if you watch the video, he doesn't turn to Mary and say, what are they talking about? He doesn't say, I have no idea. What he first says is that the person is 18. And when they say no, it's not, they then blame it on the friends that they let use their phone. And when the guy confronting them says, your friend has your nudes, and they're like, yeah. The only time that's possible is if they really do have your phone and they decide to use it to send nasty messages. Or if you're swingers. And if they are swingers, why would they use your photos? Why not their own? Make it make sense. TikTok is not an ATM. But people are treating it like it is. So he was able to get somebody to not only put him in a hotel for the night, give him money for a meal, but gave him most of the money for this bus ticket to God knows where. He doesn't tend to stay in Texas. And when people are asking him, like, is it Dallas, is it Houston? He always says no. There's only so many big cities in Texas, sir, that have enough resources to accommodate you. He also indicated that he was on... Yeah, he said he did say that. He's lying. He's tried that before. When he was still working for the mission, he was like, if you guys give me $100 so that I can get everything I need, I'll leave TikTok. But the only reason why he says that is because he's sending everybody to his Instagram. He's not going to stop. He's just going to stop on TikTok. Oh, he did. I thought so. It had to be Dallas or Houston. And then I started to think it was Dallas last night because he said he was on the second leg of the trip and he still had 6 hours to go. Someone asked, since you've left, what city were you in? He said, I can't remember. Sir, it'll be on the bus ticket. It'll be on the bus ticket. What do you mean you don't know? You don't know because you don't want us to clock your location. But if you're going to a big city, why do you care? Oh, he started off by asking for 70. 45 for a month of his phone and money for food. Because he thinks that he is going to land in this big city, which is at 6 o'clock this morning. I'm surprised he's not on already. And he's going to, what did he say? He's going to, wait, I wrote it down. He has to hit the ground running when he gets to where he's going. And that means immediately going and ask for resources. So when he claims that he can't get any resources, he doesn't know how to do this and he doesn't know how to do that, how can you hit the ground running, sir? To me, you would get off the bus and have to start asking questions, for as ignorant as you make yourself sound. But we all know you're not, because you have food stamp cards from every city, from every state that you've been in. You know how to do it. You know how to go get food stamps. And I've already proven that in the state of Texas, you do not need an address. So you and Sean could kick rocks on that one. I wouldn't doubt if you already have them. You've been there long enough. But I can't wait for him to get to this city. And because it's a big city, guess what? There are more homeless. What happens when you get there and they say they don't have any beds? There are no resources. I wrote down that I feel like Nick purposely puts himself in these situations. Yeah, Tanya, exactly. I feel like he puts himself in these circumstances to be needy so that he has a reason to ask. Because I've said it every single morning that I talk about him. Why would you leave a place where you had a home, or a residence, I should say, and a part-time job, to go to Texas on a maybe? Now, he didn't go to Texas on the maybe. He went to Texas because he had gotten a job at a carnival. But somebody put up that video and he got kicked out. And he had the exact same story, that they left him in a hick town and he needed to go to a bigger city with resources. Literally verbatim. He got there and guess what? Miraculously, there were no resources. What happened? Then, good morning, Fallon. Then he gets a bus ticket. He gets to this big city. There's no resources. He joins another carnival. And the exact same thing happens. He claims that they left him in a little town. And he needed a bus ticket to get to a bigger city. So, Mark, what happens when that big city doesn't have all the resources to take care of you? It is the same story regurgitated over and over and over again. And he said of himself that he's an F up. I concur, sir. I concur. He tries to use the fact that he was raised in foster care and basically was aged out at 18. Do you know how many people that's happened to that aren't on TikTok begging for money? I have a friend whose mother was a prostitute, and they anticipate that his father was either her PIMP or a John. He was raised in foster care because they took him away immediately. He is now an attorney. He has a master's degree in divinity. I think his undergrad was business. He has a wonderful wife and 2 children that are beautiful. And he's running a nonprofit. So miss me with your life had to be the way that it is. And then when someone said something about him having a job, he was like, I have had a job. I worked at the Waffle House for a year. Sir, you're not 21. You should have had long-standing jobs by now. But you have gotten accustomed to being on the take. It's what you love to do. Correct. All it takes is better choices. Life is a series of choices. You can go left or right. There's no middle. You either go left or right. But touting the fact that you worked at the Waffle House for a year, and of course he blames Mary for why he doesn't have that job anymore. I sure wish Mary would get a TikTok so she could start telling the truth about what really happened. But standing up and down, punching your chest like you're King Kong, saying, I worked for the Waffle House for a year, and that was supposed to mean something? Now, he told us that he spent $10 and he got his phone for a week with only 5 gigabytes of data. And he's like, that's not a lot. It's not when you go live 3-4 times a day begging for money. But half the time you're sitting somewhere with Wi-Fi. So what's the problem? Ooh. So someone sent him 10, and of course he starts doing that thing like, can anybody match? If 6 more people gave me 10, I'd have everything that I need. Someone else gave him 10, so that was 20. Correct. Plus playing his game, but we're not going to hear about that though. He's on usually multiple times a day. Those are the 2 accounts he goes live on. Follow him and do the setting to be notified when he goes live. He's a bad one, Christina, because it is a daily bag. And yes, he is gross. He burps, he farts. He doesn't even say, excuse me, and if you say something to him, he'll block you. But he got $20. And this is what I mean by I almost typed. Because I almost said to him, well, with $20, you can pay for 1 more week. And you'll have money for food. He begs for everything over and over. And this is the problem. As long as someone sends $10, it gives them hope. There was a moment in time where he wasn't getting any money. And he wasn't staying on for very long because he wasn't getting anything. And now he started to get again. And I'm afraid that is creating a problem. Oh, yeah. But my thing is this. With the $20, you had enough. And what's interesting is, as soon as he got it and he didn't see more money coming in, he was like, I'm going to get off. Now, let me tell you something about him, because I've noticed it. He will say that he's getting off. He'll say it 2 or 3 times, and he watches the numbers dwindle. So it went from 161 to like 138 just because he said, I'm ending. Y'all stick around. Just because someone says they're ending, stay until they actually end. Because he uses that to get rid of the silent observers. And by the way, he hates ghost mode. He's like, why can't I see everybody that's in here? Go in ghost mode. And don't go in first where you're the only person there because he can see you. Wait a little while. And then go in when there are multiple people going in. He hates ghost mode. Oh, no, he can't see everybody. How do you do ghost mode? So, I'm only going to tell you what I can remember. So, when you go into a live, you hit the share button and you know the little menu comes up. You scroll all the way to the right and you'll see settings. And then all I know is that you turn off everything in that category. So they can see your name when you come in, but after you're there, they can't see you, nor can their mods. Right. You turn off your gifter rankings. Me too, Jody. My mains. No, this one isn't on ghost mode because I want people to see that I'm there. But everything else, ghost mode. Yes, they can see comments, so don't comment. That's not ghost mode commenting. Yeah, they have to be at the door ready to catch you. But that's why you wait a few minutes until there is multiple people joining at the same time. I did cover Bree and Ty. I'm sorry, all for one. Did you want to come up? Yeah, once I learned about ghost mode, it's ghost mode going forward. Believe that. Be ready, they'll be on soon for sure. So then he stayed on for a little while longer after saying he was going to get off, and he watched the numbers dwindle. And then he was like, I need 45. So he went from needing 70 to 60. That's when he started saying, I need 60, which was still the 70 number, or even more. That made it an $80 request because he already had 20. So needing 60 more is now the numbers at 80. But he uses that like the change in jargon to get what he actually wants. So at first he said 70. Is that what I have written down? First he said 70. He got 20 and then said he still needed 60. Then it became, I need $45 for my phone bill. Yeah, if everyone in here could just send $1, that's his favorite line. If everybody in here could just send $1, I'd have what I need and I could get off. Sir, most of us are there just watching. Oh, and he can't get into his PayPal account, so don't send any gifts. I wonder why. Is it that you can't get into your PayPal account, or you don't want to have to share any of that gift with TikTok? Because if you're going to send him a penny, send him the whole penny. He doesn't want half a penny. My dollar is my money. That's a good one. Everybody do me a favor and like the live until you feel the heart's tail and then take a break. I feel like only a couple of people are doing it. And we already know that the account is getting reported. So the likes help everyone know. Or I shouldn't say everyone, helps TikTok know that there's nothing going on here that's wrong. Yeah, from a carnival. Like I said before, Fallon is in here. If you go to her page, there is a pinned video where he is confronted with communicating with a minor for an inappropriate interaction. And they ran him off, according to him. Karina, when it comes to reporting, this is my recommendation. Wait until they have actually done something to report. So, for instance, in Hippie Harley's case, she will often go live, turn the sound off, put up a green screen or a photo, and say nothing for a long time. I give her about a minute of that and then I report fake engagement. I wait for them to ask for money a few times to report frauds and scams. If there is hateful behavior, I report it when I hear it. If there's dangerous behavior, I report it when I hear it. In Lisa's case, I report that it's a fraud and scam because she is saying it's for food and cigarettes, but that's code word for something else. And I don't do it every 2 seconds because I'm assuming that I'm not the only person in there that's reporting. You do it too often, and TikTok will take your ability to report pages away. Wait until there is something to report. Report it as succinctly as you can, meaning with as few words as possible, with making sure that you get the whole thing out. And then you end it with, I started saying against TikTok's updated community guidelines. If I can fit it all in. If I can't, I say against TikTok guidelines or against community guidelines, but I make sure that it's there because just saying somebody is defrauding their audience isn't enough to make the algorithm pick it up and what's the word I'm looking for? Escalate it up to a human being for analysis. So I always make sure that I say that it's against community guidelines so that that's automatically some keywords. Good morning. Zodiac, did you mean to come up? Okay. Um, Oftentimes it doesn't work or we feel like it doesn't work. I want y'all to think about how long it took to get Adriel's accounts taken away. First, she lost the 1.1 million one, and she started popping her collar because her backup account had like 100,000, and she was like, "I'm just gonna work harder and get my 1.1 million back." But part of the problem was that part of that 1.1 million were bots that she paid for, that the crew she belongs to supplied her. So she was never going to get back to 1.1. But she needed high numbers to continue to pay for her lifestyle. She just moved into a new location. Up, Brian Tyre live. Somebody go watch. There you go. Nikki 5150 from September the 14th, 2024 is the upload. But I want you to bear in mind that he never once looks at Mary and says, What did you do?" So to now blame her is unserious. And most people haven't seen the video, so they don't know. When you message somebody about Mark, make sure you give them that tidbit of information.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I was gonna say last night because he was on. I stopped watching Mark at 11 o'clock, but I wanted to let Fallon know that Big Billy Whitaker was in there last night. He's the one that gives Mark money, and I did a lot of looking up on this guy. Not Mark, but Big Billy Whitaker,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, he has a family.
Wow.
So I just don't understand. Yep, Harley, yep, he was in there last night. I just don't understand because he's been called out in my lives, and somebody sent Mark a message, and he said that he didn't have whatever it was, Cash App or something, but his friend Big Billy did. In that message I sent to Fallon, that Big Billy sent over the his own Cash App, whatever the heck it was, with everything. So, and he said he was a big supporter and always helps Mark.
Wow.
Yeah, but I did some looking up, and this uh, guy has a wife and 3 kids.
But you want to fund another grown man.
Yeah,
But I bet you he has a higher expectation of his own children.
I would hope so. Good morning, Fallon.
Good morning, you guys. Good morning, chat. I just wanted to let Billy know, since he sits in here and camps out each morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that Billy, just keep doing what you're doing, buddy, because you messed up and you gave your full name, you gave your chime. And last night, whenever you were saying that, well, if so and so gives a certain amount of money, then he'll have what he needs, just, you've never ponied up any money except for when you sent off a chime. And yet you're still in there trying to help Mark take advantage of good people. So, everyone in this chat, it is Nookie5150 on YouTube, and it is uploaded on 9/13/2024. Please watch that video. There is another one in which Mark got his ass beat being in a bathroom where he shouldn't have been with someone else. And we'll find that video as well, and then we'll bring it here, and I'll tell you where to find it. But Billy is in all awareness lives. When you see him come in, give him a shout out. Let him know that you see him, because he's doing this clearly out of spite. He knows exactly what Nick has done, Mark Russell, and those type of people we're never going to be able to get rid of, because that's just what they do. But make them famous, give them their little attention that they want, because that is the only thing that they aspire to do, because they're not worth anything else.
110%. And it's like, what is your motivation? What is the thing that makes you want to consistently send money to somebody who has shown you over and over and over again that they don't make good decisions?
And what's even creepier to me, that Big Billy has 3 young children and a wife. So I wonder what I wouldn't want. I mean, me, I would not want no part of Nick around me, my kids, or anything. But yet, Big Billy keeps sending money knowing all this because we told him.
Correct.
He tried to redeem himself a little bit when I think maybe he saw you go in, Dee Dee, but he said $200 to anybody who can send it to me to tell him where he is.
Oh, I
What?
saw that last
Yeah.
night.
Is that
So
the
I'm not
portion where
sure,
he was like, why are you so hard pressed to understand where I am or something like that?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
And he also told Nick last night to mute the phone so nobody could hear where he was at.
Yeah,
Wow. So you can't play both sides. You got to
exactly.
pick a lane. And if you're doing that for him, this isn't your lane. Stay over there.
Fallon, have you done any research on him at all?
Yes. So
You,
there is actually someone else who's doing lots of research on him, and they are way better at everything that I've seen anyone do on this app, and they do it for the kids 100%, and they have had lots of success with these other people. So I turned lots over to them based off of
uh,
what you gave me, Sassy. So thank
you,
you very much for your help.
you're welcome. He does have a decent paying job too, and I think he seems like he might be the head of something with his job because I've been doing a lot of digging too. But it's just for somebody that has three kids and a wife, but let me leave the wife out, but the three kids and is sending money to Nick that has done stuff. Yeah, no, that is to me that's just a red flag.
And in my opinion, you have to be willfully ignorant because multiple people have gone in and brought that up. And while he says that it's Mary, you don't have any, like, anything in you that wants to look it up and see it for yourself. You just want to take his word for it.
Irish girl, I doubt it would. Because I feel like Big Billy would have said, because he's been in my box with me and Fallon, and he won't answer. He won't say anything. He's got an excuse. He's at a power plant working, is what he says, or he can't do this because he's busy. But yet he has time still to come in the box, or not the box, but the chat, but won't come in the box and won't answer questions in the chat. But yet he's so busy.
You don't mind chatting in Mark's comments.
Is he in here right now?
Yeah, he's in here,
I
Sassy.
have him blocked on this account right here.
Oh, why don't you come up, sir? I have a couple of questions. And I'm gentle. I don't go off. I don't yell, scream, hoop, and holler and curse. I just ask questions. Come on up, sir.
Hot mess. It's Big Billy Whitaker.
We all know he's not going to come up, though.
And if you don't mind, while we're waiting, Dee Dee, if you can look at your time and note when you pull your live, there's a lady in here. Her name is Queen Peaches 420. She gives to Carol Edwards, Kim Peters. She's in Lisa's chat all the time.
Wait, I'm
She
sorry. What's her name?
Queen Peaches 420.
Yes, I saw her.
Yes. I
I think I wrote her name down.
Dee Dee is going to do a Digital After Dark primetime event on the 22nd. And Jessie Fields, who is Queen Peaches 420, always says that she can't ever get anywhere because I block her or I have her blocked. She wants to chat. So on the 22nd, Jessie, you have carte blanche to come and have me in a box. We'll turn the comments off and you can explain to me why you're a clown, why you gave money to Lisa Richards, then you modded for her, then you made a video, then you posted her on your Facebook for clout. You can explain all of that. and up until just yesterday, giving money to Carol Edwards, funding Beth Osborne. We can talk about that.
That's
'Cause
where I saw her.
you seem to think that nobody, is going to say anything to you, and then you get real big and bad in the comments. Well, I can't talk to Fallon because she won't talk to me. The 22nd, come see me. And then you can explain to all these good, loyal people who you always message and say, I found a scammer and can you help me with them? And you want to go to all these creators and you want to sit in their chats and kick it with everybody else, but you don't want to do the right thing. But your biggest flex was that you put Lisa, the little boy's picture, on your Facebook. That's sad. You exploited that young lady for I don't know what. I don't know what. But your whole business is everywhere. And I'm going to continue to put it out there. Every time you pop up in these beggars, scammers, and dry beggars chats, you're no better than they are.
Not at all. And when one person sees somebody else showing support, it always encourages other people to support them. So you saying, well, I only gave $2. The fact that you supported them at all lends credence to what it is they have to say. Oh, Sassy, I hope I didn't drop you, did I? I don't think so. I didn't touch anything. But
You
thank you
might
for
be
coming
taking
up.
screenshots in the chat.
That's true. Thank you. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. Oh, okay, good, 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 good. So, yeah, we pay attention to the chat. I don't pay as closely attention because I'm trying to get down what the scammer is saying so that I can talk about it. But do not think, okay, Devin. Okay, let me write that down. I'm sorry. Do not think that other people aren't watching. But I definitely saw Queen Peach's 420, and I want to say it was in Best Live. We might as well start talking about her.
Yeah. And I mean, Caitlin, the one in the car that constantly dozes off, she was in Patsy's lives. She is everywhere because she doesn't have a life and she thinks that, you know, she's untouchable, but she needs to look at how much information is out there on her. She's all up in the middle of everything with all of these people who are in addiction, and because it's not about going and giving $5 here, $10 there, your gifts here. She likes to go after the people who are vulnerable. And the biggest one, Barry's has a video on her page of everything she did after she sent money to Lisa, and Lisa blocked her and she got butthurt about it. And then she made a video on her. Then she started posting her on her Facebook. And that's on my page, the proof where she posted that little boy. I didn't post his face, I covered it up. But behind it, that was her profile picture. And it's just not right. But again, I know you're still in here because you like to hear, people talk about you. But then in the comments, play victim. On the 22nd, Dee Dee's got some questions for you because she's been watching. We all have. So come
Yeah,
let us know.
make sure you're available. And the same for Big Billy Badass. You could come too since you're afraid to come now. You are welcome to come. But my thing is this. We all know that Lisa will block somebody who's giving her money because the moment you start asking for favors in return, you're out unless you continue to fund her. But I feel like when people get butthurt with Lisa, they come jump over to awareness because they know how we feel. And they get all of this support. People are like, listen, if you woke up now, that's fine. We support you. You have a community here, just for them to turn around and fund somebody else. Stop it. I am all for a mod, a former gifter, and everything for waking up. And I'm never going to browbeat you, at least not initially, because I want you as an ally, not an enemy. But if you then turn around and come over here, and then everybody then sees you in another live where you're supporting a new scammer or an old one, however it works, how do you expect to be able to get away with that? Right, Devin? Fund your own family. How do these people have all this and unlimited resources to fund other people? I don't get it. Oh, thank you, Gracie. All right, well, since we brought her up, let's talk about her.
I'm going to drop down and watch the door
Okay.
because the names that support her are about to come flooding in.
Yes, I'm sure. That's why I need everybody to like the live. Send the daily heart me if you're a part of the team. If not, join the team. And by the way, if you are a subscriber, there is a subscriber only chat. This is this is Beth Osborne. It's Beth and Devin. By the way, just for people who don't know, you might not have seen her on TikTok lately because she's been doing all of her streaming on Clapper under Devin Parsons. All you got to do is put Devin Parsons and you are in. Right. Welcome to the team. I appreciate you. And if you are still a part of the team, I appreciate you. So I usually have a really hard time watching her. Partly because she's vile, partly because I can't stand to watch her. But yesterday she had the gingerbread man on, which made it a little bit more palatable for me. And this picture literally came from a video because I couldn't take a picture of her yesterday because she was the gingerbread man. So, but what was funny is that I did take a couple of pictures of the gingerbread man. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Look at that. You could tell she was mad. Look at those eyebrows. Look at it there. It was funny. Yeah, she's very angry. Okay, let's go back. So, what happened? By the way, the account she's going live on TikTok is new as well. It's bet.loser6. If you look up bet loser, you might find her. Just the two words separated. Bet loser. Oh, she's beautiful. But she told us that when people are like, "Where have you been?" She's like, "I spent all my time on Clapper. I like Clapper better." You like Clapper better because people over there don't know your nonsense. But they'll find out very quickly. And I don't think she's getting a lot of money over there because she had to come back to TikTok to ask for money for her anniversary dinner. And at that point, she needed 35 to go. When I tell you, every time she says, "We're 60 away from goal, we're 30 away from goal," it irks my nerves. It irks my nerves. I'm going to be honest. But my question is this: why would other people be responsible for paying for your anniversary dinner? Now, if you just said to us, we haven't eaten for a couple of days. Can anybody give us a couple dollars to eat? That is coming from a place of need, right? But your anniversary dinner is a place from want. How do you get to ask for what you want? And did she ask for someplace reasonable? Did she ask for someplace that wasn't expensive? Absolutely not. She was like, we want Mexican. It's where we go for our date night. But it's expensive. And her mods, fans, sycophants, enablers, as soon as people started to say some things like this doesn't make sense or whatever the case may be, they started giving her the money. I'm going to ask you guys again. Please don't say anything mean or nasty in the chat. A, it is not becoming. And they are able to use that to say all awareness people are bad. And B, they use it for sympathy. They're able to convince people that see how they treat me, see how they act, and then people want to give to counteract what they call bullying. I know it is often hard not to go off. It's often hard not to want to make a point, but it's not worth it. It only benefits them in the end, and you get blocked. Now, if you want to ask a question, be my guest. Will they get mad at some of the questions? Of course they will. But at least they can't say you were being mean and nasty and bullying and they can't say that when you just ask a question. Someone said something about him not being able to provide for their anniversary dinner, and she says, I'm the breadwinner in this household. What's wrong with Devin? Why can't Devin work? Because he has to stay with the dogs, maybe? And someone made a great observation on a video I saw. They were like, what happened to traveling the country? Because you thought you were going to be able to do like a van life type situation and people were going to give you money. And when that didn't pan out, you had to go sit down somewhere and get a job. Now, she blames somebody named, I think, Tina for ruining her job. I think that's what she said it was. Good morning. Yeah, she said Tina Sue Myers always F's shit up for her. Now, I'm going to say a very similar thing to what I said about Bree and Ty. If you have a solid reputation where you work, which, unless you opened your mouth, how would she know where you work? They dox themselves and then get mad that people pick up on it. Be for real. So some kind of way she was able to figure out where you work, if in fact that even happens. I don't know one way or another, so I will remain neutral and say she says it's happened, so maybe it did. However, if you have a solid reputation at your job, a random person calling doesn't get you fired. Unless what they say would be deemed outside of the company's guidelines for behavior. But even then, they're going to ask you. They're going to give you an opportunity to state your case. So why are you acting like this Tina person consistently ruins your life? Now, this is what's also funny. No sooner does she say that this person ruins her life, she then tells us that she wants a job at a dispensary or a grow house. If you are concerned with maintaining anonymity in your real life, why are you telling us that? Because now that you've told us that and we know where you are, we can call every grow house and dispensary and say don't hire her. Do you see how she does that on purpose? Yeah, that's why she wants to work there. People want to come down on quote unquote awareness and be like, why do you go real life? Blah, blah, blah. And I don't. I just don't think that's my place. I think my place is watching them live or a rerun of their videos and making observations and doing research to state facts. That's what I do. But if you're going to tell us that that's where you've applied and suddenly you have a job, and lo and behold, she's so proud she shows her work shirt with the company logo, you are giving it to them. And because you've claimed this happens more than once, you're doing it on purpose. People don't even know what city I live in, let alone what my job is or what I even do. Yes, she has been on here for years. But that's why I write stuff down. Because for most people, that would have just been a passing thought. Like, of course she wants to work at a dispensary or a grow house because her and her gardening supplies. And let me tell y'all, when I first started watching her, I was like, why does she need gardening supplies for a camper? I literally was that dumb. Like, missed it, was embarrassed when I figured out what she actually meant. But I write it down because I am then later able to think about, well, if you're so concerned about somebody ruining everything, every job you've ever had, why would you give them a hint to what industry you want to go to now? Most people would hear that and be like, of course she does. She's really into gardening supplies. I see that and I say, wow. For somebody who wants to remain anonymous, they want their work to remain anonymous. You love dropping hints. Right. I was like, she's working on the house and they need, on the camper and they need gardening supplies. And my thing is this always. When someone has a pet, but they have to ask the chat for money for an anniversary dinner, are the pets being fed properly? Or are you buying them the worst dog food on the planet to save money? Because she doesn't have one or two. She has a large number, and they're not all little dogs either. They eat. It could have been house plants. Yeah, okay. She didn't. You couldn't have needed house gardening supplies that often for house plants. They're big dogs, 8 of them. Right. If you're feeding them properly, you're going through hundreds. And how are you affording that with no job? Now, some places do have, like the food pantry, have a section for pets. So there'll be dog food, cat food, whatever. But you have 8 dogs. Puerto Rican Bandit, I will answer that question. I don't show my face because I don't want this to become about me. The moment I show my face, then people are going to look me up, try to dox me, put out my information, and they already lie about what I do. So imagine if they got access to my personal information. But the real reason is that I wanted the conversation to stay focused on the people that I cover. You have my voice and my thoughts and opinions and the facts that I bring to every situation. To me, that's enough. And the people who support me seem to feel like that's enough as well. So that's why. I hope that satisfies your question. Hey, Trolla. Now, we might as well talk about her. Wait, let's get him out the way. Isn't that a better picture of Sean than the one I've been using? And that came from a video too. I didn't make it up. So, please don't go back and forth with Puerto Rican Bandit. They asked a question. I answered it. That's enough. They are clearly a sycophant of somebody that I discuss. So, no, he wasn't going to cry. You're very welcome. So, he is often going from TikTok to favorited. So I put his favorited name, Sean underscore no underscore games. Ty ended for the second time this morning. Did he get the money, CJ? Or was he ended by TikTok? He got the money? Ugh. He's back to getting it early. Oh, no, he didn't. He ended. Okay. Oh, well. I really hope they are prepared to pay 26,000. Oh, Nick is live. I told y'all. Mark Russell is live. I told y'all. So I'm going to be brief about him. He is getting worse by the day.
Dee Dee,
Yes, ma'am.
it's eating at me.
What?
That Puerto Rican Bandit, I just, I need a few seconds. Good to go back to Beth Osborne. Good to go back to Beth Osborne. Puerto Rican Bandit, I just need you to know that one of the reasons why she was up on the screen with Dee Dee and Dee Dee was talking to her, and you came in here asking why she doesn't show her face, because it's not about us. It's not about with a hoarding situation who is and drug addicted and spends her entire life about getting HIGH, and she has stolen valor. HIGH, and she has stolen valor. She has lied about serving this great country when there are homeless and hurt, wounded vets out there. And I just, oh, so you already know her past, but yet you jump in here and want to attack someone who is bringing awareness to her. I think I have more questions than what I started with. I just wanted you to know that the reason that this is being done is because people that come in here that need to know. And if you have questions that anyone can answer, please reach out to any of us. So you don't become the villain of the day. Let them come to you, or you come to us and let us know your concerns. But to come in here and want to be attacked, I have a huge concern about that. But I also have a big concern when people have jobs and they get up extremely early in the crack of dawn to come in here and be loyal and share out videos and share out information. See, Dee Dee doesn't talk about all the things that's being done because she's still researching herself. And when she sees it for herself, she will bring it to everyone else. But for the 5 minutes that it took to address your simple thought of why don't you show your face, I just want to know where that comes from. So if you would, please feel free to DM me, and then we can take it up at another time, another place, and you can ask all.
Thank you, Fallon. I appreciate you a great deal. So, in my opinion, Sean is getting worse. And he is getting worse because his lies no longer match up with the truth. So, as y'all know, I'm doing a deep dive into every single state and their policies around food stamps. It's taking me a very long time because each state does have different rules. And I'm sure they're going to continue to change and evolve as this administration creates their own set of standards, which every administration gets to do, whether you like it or not. That's how it works. So I know that one of the things that came out in a lot of states was that if you were able bodied, you will get 3 months and then they expect you to go to work. So I've proven that he could get them in the state of Texas even as a homeless person. Talked about that when I talked about Mark Russell, who is now in a restaurant on Wi-Fi drinking his cup of coffee that he loves so much. Y'all stop going back and forth with Puerto Rican. Because if you're paying attention to everything they say, you can't listen. So don't go back and forth. They asked a question, and that's that. Let them go. Oh, Tina Sue too. Are you Tina Sue Myers? Tina Sue? Ma'am. Are you willing to come up real quick? And we don't have to do it today. We could do it Friday. Oh, that's fake. Okay. So
It's fake. This POS here likes to go and stir up trouble, get a few
oh no.
minutes of fame based off of Tina Sue. I think they actually want to be and wear Tina Sue's skin. So just wanted to let you know. Again, time, date, wherever it is that you want to talk and say what you got to say. But this one's not worth it because, I mean,
Oh
look
yeah.
at it. Just look at it.
And thought, oh wow, they're here. And I appreciate that you want me to leave Beth and Devin to you. That's not exactly how it works around these parts. But okay. Thank you. Back to Sean. So this is why I can't watch the comments because I get distracted very easily with the comments. So Sean claims he can't get food stamps. He can. If he's been on Social Security for any length of time, he probably qualifies for Medicaid and Medicare. They actually have a dual program where Medicaid is the primary, Medicare is the secondary, so that if he goes somewhere and there are any expenses that aren't covered by Medicaid, Medicare can be billed. So he doesn't have to buy a single thing. Most people who don't have insurance avoid the hospital like the plague. They'll go to a walk-in clinic before they go into the hospital. Did he come on here and say, I'm going to have a huge hospital bill? No, he did not. I wonder why. Now he might now, because I'm sure some of his people are in here and they're going to be like, she said you don't have a hospital bill, and he'll produce something. Whatever. And of course, the name is going to be covered. The name of the hospital will be covered. And it'll just be some random bill. Or he'll show you the thing that comes from Medicare or that shows how much got paid. Miss me with it, sir. You said that you were in the same hospital as your girl, but I thought she didn't live close by. How'd that happen? And then, lo and behold, there's a new woman in your life. The love of your life, as CJ says. What happened to the last girl? And you claim that your car didn't have enough quality associated with it for you to do Uber Eats or DoorDash, but it gets you anywhere in Texas you want to go. When you're trying to get to the next lady or the next house that people promise you or the land that people promise you. You cannot work but refuse to investigate resources you could have access to. I am starting to think that he already has them. But he has to tell you guys he can't get them so that he can ask for money for food. If he has food stamps, why would anybody give him money for food? He's getting his meds because he has, at the very least, Medicare. But at that 900 and whatever mark, he would qualify for Medicaid too. Yeah, I'm on empty. But when he wants to go somewhere, he's not on empty. Does he ever give it an accounting of what he spends his money on? He gets, let's just say, on average, $1,000 a month. He doesn't pay for medication. He has Medicaid and Medicare. At the very least, Medicare. The only thing he would have to pay for is the car. He doesn't have any other overhead expenses. He doesn't have rent. He doesn't have electric. He doesn't have water. He has insurance on the car, but he doesn't have like renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance. His expenses are as limited as you can make them. Right. And oh, look at the corgi. I am the queen. Thank you. They also have an over the counter benefit. So that with the over the counter benefit, he doesn't even have to pay for things like Tylenol and Band Aids and Ambisol or lotion or deodorant, even. Good morning, Mindy.
Good morning. I just wanted to weigh in on the disability Medicaid thing real quick. I haven't been to every state, so I cannot speak on every state's rules, but I'm on SSI, and anytime that I've moved states, I've automatically qualified for the state Medicaid, which has covered everything. I pay nothing for my prescriptions.
Thank you for that confirmation.
You're welcome. I'm gonna drop.
Okay. JC, when you are disabled, which he is, you can qualify for Medicare. While in the traditional sense, there is an age limit, it is not the case when you are declared disabled by SSI. Don't believe me? Look it up. Yeah, depending on the state and the insurance, Iowa girl, he can. It is just interesting to me that anytime there's something he wants to do, there's money available. There's money for a hotel room. There's money for food. You can't feed yourself on any day, but you could take a woman on a date. Now, I realize everybody has needs, everybody has desires, everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, a lot of people want to be in relationships. But don't you think you got bigger fish to fry, Sean? Don't you think that there's things that are more important? Correct, Mindy. And I've proven that in the state of Texas, you can get food stamps and be homeless. You are not required to have a residence with a mailbox. How do all the other homeless do it? And when he says that I have to show rent receipts, that is one of the qualifications to get it. But there's also another one that says that you can bring in a letter from a family member or a friend. You got all of these new girlfriends in the state of Texas. Have them write a letter for you saying that you're homeless. Now, I'm not saying be ashamed of your homelessness status, but am I worrying about being in a relationship with somebody while I still have to get my life together? No. If I happen to meet somebody, but we all know that he's on dating apps. Does he have in his profile, I'm a homeless man living in my car. I just moved to Texas. I'm disabled. No, of course not, because we all put our best foot forward. But I find it interesting that when the girl had to leave to go to her job, he had an attitude. Some people have to work, Sean. You've just chosen not to, and you've been able to use your looks, which I don't think he's an ugly man. He's not my type, but I don't think he's an ugly man. You've been able to use that to leech off of women. You talk about how you need to see a doctor because of this blood condition that you have, which has been confirmed. Find a doctor and set it up. Nobody's stopping you from doing that. But if you need to come on here and beg for everything when we know that you could qualify for other things, I need you to take a step back. Stop lying. Let's just start there. Stop lying. Keep it a buck. Tell people, you know what? I could do DoorDash and Instagram, and I don't want to. Will that make some people stop giving? Probably. But to say that you can't, and then you drive hours around Texas, and how do we know that? Because he told us. He talked about how tired he was because of all of the driving he was doing and his inability to get enough sleep, etc., etc. If it can make it from point A to point Z in the state of Texas, you could have done some deliveries. And like somebody said, I can't remember whose live I was in. It might have been Sassy's, but somebody was like, it was Texas Tiff. I'm sorry. It was Texas Tiff and Scammy Claus's live. And she was like, I do DoorDash or Uber Eats, one or the other. But what she was saying was that none of my customers have come outside to see what kind of car I drive and then report it to the agency I work for. And I was like, that is a perfect point. Who cares what your car looks like? People want whatever they order. That's it. That's all. Nobody's clocking what you drive. And he was like, like his car is full. She said, most of the stuff that I pick up will fit in the front seat. And if you have to pare down so that you could do some work, then pare down. Like I said, live with intention, sir. If you know you're going to be homeless for a certain amount of time living in your car, live as if that was your choice. Because technically speaking, it was. You left where you were to go where you're going. That was a choice. The government didn't tell you you had to move to the state of Texas. So it shouldn't be our responsibility to cover your decisions as an adult. It's not our job. That's enough on him. Now let's get. Oops, scroll down again. That's a funny name. Sean is getting a cup of coffee, and I haven't even had a cup of coffee. Everybody, do me a favor, like the live, fill the heart's tail, and take a break. I don't care what the end number is. I tell my children, remember, every decision you make, good or bad, gets you where you are today. That is beautifully said. And I'm glad you're teaching your kids that question, that lesson early. Because I'm going to tell you something. When parents don't give their kids enough of a good start, enough life lessons, life will give it to them. She does have court today. She was able to get a continuance last Wednesday because she was looking for resources, talking to people. But it is today. It is this morning. Early for her because she said so. She said last night she needed to go to bed because she had to be up early for court. Now, I am disgusted with Kim right now. And why? It is because of baby Milo, her brand new dog. You were all upset about the possibility of having to rehome your cats. And while you were in the throes of potential homelessness, you go get a dog? Now, granted, a dog has a different connection than a cat. They're two different species. And of course, she has him with what do you call it? It's not just a collar, but whatever it is, it says emotional support animal. Now, a cat can be an emotional support animal too. How do I know? Because mine are. Of course, it already is, Sandy. Good morning.
Hello, hello, host, hello, chat. I just wanted to come up real quick to tell you that I have been watching Kimmy, and she has not been treating that dog good at all. In fact, last night, she was saying that the dog is 7 months old. He still has his baby teeth, and she went and bought him a big pack of adult dog food. Then she realized he couldn't eat it, so she went and got another thing of dog food, and then she's saying she can't afford dog food. She
Correct.
yells at the dog constantly. She's
Correct.
constantly putting the dog in the kennel.
She's
She should
also
not have a dog.
she's also using him for show. So it's sit down, stand up, roll over, sit down, stay. He's not a show pony. He's a
Correct.
dog.
Correct. And now remember, she did get another bird as well. So she has a dog, two cats, and two birds. And none of them she can take care of.
Correct.
Yeah, she's always yelling at the dog. If you watch her, she says she's crate training. That is not crate training. She is yelling at the dog. She also lets the cats stay in the kennel to where he can't even go in his kennel if he wants to.
What?
Yes, I have a picture of it. Yes, I do. And she did not get that cat out of there. She let the dog stay in there, or the cat stay in there, and said, "Oh, you'll be fine," and had the dog go over in the living room.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, hello.
Hi. I just wanted to say she does not have two birds. She just has one bird. She has Louie. She never got the second bird. She got money to get a second bird, but when she went to the store, they would not sell her a second bird. So she just still has Louie. She has the two cats, and then she has this dog that she just got for whatever reason she got this dog.
Oh, good, because she must have been lying then, because she told us she got two birds. She got
Yeah,
another
she's
bird.
always lying about something. She wants something for everyone to talk about, and
She also lies because she likes to hear people talk about her lies. And then she could be
yes.
like, they're lying about me. So, yeah, I thought it was only one bird, but I can always be wrong. So I don't contradict because people know more than me sometimes.
Right, yeah, thank you for letting me
Right.
know, because, yeah, she told everybody, well, I just got another bird, and I got another dog, and I got a dog.
No, she still has just Louis. She showed the cage last night and there was just Louis there, so we're pretty confident that she just still has Louis. I really don't think she would get another bird at this point if she just got a dog, to be honest.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully.
Jordan Paul is live.
Oh God.
I wonder if she's being evicted right now, and that's why. Ah,
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop down. I just wanted to say that. I gotta go to work, but I hope you guys have a
okay.
wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you for
Thank you for
being
letting us
here.
know that.
Yeah, no
But yeah,
problem.
thank you. I just wanted to come up here and let everybody know she does not treat that dog right. I am so upset by this. She literally, well, she said he was sopping wet the other day, and she didn't even dry him off with a towel. Like
But she doesn't
she's
know
not
what
taking
she's
care of the
doing.
dog.
She doesn't know what she's doing.
Not a bit.
That's the problem.
Not a bit. And yeah, and she's saying she's crate training the dog, but she leaves him in here. She leaves him in there all the time. And then when she does let him out, like if he's getting scared or he just wants to go in the crate to have his time, she's got a cat in there. She lets the cat stay in there. She doesn't care. But you can't do anything about it because it's not technically animal abuse to, you know what I mean? If you call animal control, it's like a Beth and Devin situation. Nothing gets done.
Well, I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you so much for letting me up.
Of
Have a
course.
great day, everybody.
You too. I don't see anybody tapping the screen, guys. Yeah, I heard that, Heather. She's saying she's moving, but not saying she's being evicted. And because she says she's moving, she, of course, is going to need money to help her with that. Marty, I'm going to let you up. Please be respectful. Thank you for the likes, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Oh, not too bad. I've been following Kim for about 4 years now, and it's crazy. But and not to change the subject, but I also follow another gentleman. His name is Marty Mendoza, and my page is about him. I've been doing him for about 5 years now, and there are other people that are out there that bring awareness to him. He has apparently he has an autistic son that he uses. We think he has Angelman syndrome, but the autism community is a lot bigger when it comes to funding and getting attention than Angelman syndrome. So he's never proven anything as far as showing receipts that his son does have autism. Um, he always constantly puts the camera in his son's face.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to take my word for it. You can do your own research on the man. If you type in his name on Facebook or TikTok, you will see for yourself.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to bring awareness to this man who, for 5 years, he took $500 from me. And I say took from me because 5 years ago, we didn't have Cash App. We didn't have, nobody used that. We went off the kindness of our hearts and people's words that they actually needed the help. So, 5 years ago, it was different. And that was my fault for falling into that trap. But since then, he's done it plenty of times. He actually had a GoFundMe where people gave him $10,000.
Oh my God.
And he went and bought a couple of vehicles and an RV. He now lives in an RV that is completely falling apart, and constantly is dry begging for money. And it's a sad situation because his son is 38 years old.
What?
And, yes, his
And
autistic
he's
son.
definitely getting services.
Oh yes, ma'am. He's getting the full ride of benefits. He has no proof of ever taking his son to a doctor. In fact, last week he claimed his son was constipated. Uh, Gave him stuff from. He went to Facebook and TikTok begging for information instead of taking his son to the doctor, and then in about 6 hours proceeded to go back on live and let everybody know that his son just happened to crap himself all over the RV. There's some things in life that
Wow.
should be private. I think that's one of them. Oh yes, and he doesn't take his son to if you saw pictures, you'll see his son's got a missing front tooth. He don't take him to the dentist. He don't take him to the eye doctor. It's a sad situation, and there are plenty of us that are on this app that strictly. I don't like to say go after him, but technically we do because it's our only way to expose him for what he does.
Ooh. Well, I appreciate you bringing him to my attention. I'm definitely going to look at it. I
Yes,
thought
ma'am.
I hit follow. Yeah, I followed you so that I can. You have to accept me because it's a private account, so that I can see some of the videos that you are referring to. But
Yes,
I'm
ma'am. And I
only
actually
looking
followed
for
you as
another
well.
one.
So
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we're gonna give Mr. Marty Mendoza a look.
yes, and you'll be shocked. I promise you, you're gonna be surprised and go like, "Oh my god!" It seems like every day you turn on TikTok, there's a new person that you've never heard of, and
Absolutely. For every
he's
one we
definitely
get to
one.
go away, 10 more pop up.
Yes. So just like I tell everybody, you don't have to listen or believe what I say. Do your own research, draw your own conclusions, and if you don't like my content and the things I say and do, you can always unfollow me. But just stir the pot a little bit and see what you find.
I will. Thank you very much. I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
that.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day.
You too. So, Miss Kim started off by saying that she needs some help. Of course, anything will help. Any kind of help is appreciated. She was at the park with the dog, at the dog park with the dog. Now, she doesn't get up for very many things, but that dog is getting her up and out of the house. I will admit to that. And that is probably good for her. She told us that she reached out to people behind the scenes for assistance, but they couldn't help her. Shout out to the people who decided to stand strong, 10 toes down in their thought process that, ma'am, you need to start taking care of yourself. You, just like all the rest of them, make piss poor decisions like getting a dog and then expect your audience to fund you so that you can take care of said dog. That's not how it works. And if you haven't been paying the rent, where's your money going? Okay. So she had on the sticker that she needed $10 for dinner. So somebody said, "So you bought a dog and now you need money for food?" Of course, they got muted and probably booted too. But it's true. You have a dog that clearly has expenses. You told us that you just went out and brought him motel shampoo, not motel, oatmeal shampoo so that you could give him a bath. When a simple Google search would have told you that Dawn soap would have sufficed and it probably wouldn't be as much as the dog shampoo, right? But now you need $10 for food. But this is where you got to pay attention. So then she said that if people couldn't give her all 10, she's 3 blocks from the Dollar Tree. And that way, all she would need is like $1.25 a couple of times. And that will allow her to get a heat up sandwich or a frozen meal. And that would be fine. She would live with that. I don't know if she started getting money or not. But then, next breath, okay, well, it's cold out here. We're going to get home. What happened to going to the Dollar Tree to get something to eat? Because she didn't need it. Because then when she gets home, she proceeds to make a rotisserie chicken sandwich from a rotisserie chicken she already had. And you want me to believe she didn't know that before she left? Of course she did. But she would just sit there and lie in your face and act like woe was her, the world is falling apart, they want to see her unalived and blah, blah, blah. That's not the case. You can't keep your lies straight. So, did you need money for food? Because clearly you didn't. You ate chips and what was it, 4 rotisserie chicken sandwiches? And then, of course, you gotta love how she gave the dog potato chips. Hold on, guys. Awesome. Sorry, guys, it was my doctor's office and I wasn't sure why. So, you didn't need the $10. You had food available, and you also keep going to, I think she calls it what, the food shelf. I think it's like a food pantry, and she's like, I'm not going to get nothing good there, but I'm going to go. First of all, you got cotton candy grapes. Those are some of the best grapes on the planet. But she uses things like, I'm not going to find anything good there, to convince her supporters that she just needs a little bit more. She hasn't asked about the phone bill getting paid. I wonder why. Where? Right, they do give good food. But she hasn't needed food. What? How is the phone getting paid? I believe she owes her super fans, the people who fund her lifestyle, she owes them an accounting. Let's say, for the sake of the argument, that she was reduced to 700 yeah, $700 a month. She isn't paying her rent, she isn't paying her electrical. Why does she need you for money for food? Why does she need you for feeding her animals? She isn't covering her largest expense. Somebody make that make sense. He still needs 73 for the room. I call them super fans because they are consistently either giving them money or they're consistently asking other people to give them money. The mods will block anybody who asks a reasonable question, but that would expose them for the liars that they are. So it's no special designation. It's just what I call a super fan. And they'll come to my live and try to talk trash. Someone asked her about court tomorrow, and then someone asked her something else. And what did she tell her mod to do? Oh, Nick Wright is back. Goodness, they are on early this morning. This is why I don't get no rest, because I'm live and it's still popping. Anyway, she asked her mod to scream out words like evicted, homeless, court, and other words with a similar that are similar. If you're getting evicted, you're getting evicted. We all already know. You've already told us. So why does that need to get filtered from your comments? Is it because you don't want other people to know what we know? So you don't want those words there? But man, we can get around it if we really want to. We can put an electrical cord in a T and say court. We can separate each letter with a period. Like, there's so many ways to get around the filter. Someone asked about the cats, and instead of just showing the cats, her response was to say they're on the sandwich, like she's eating her cats. That's not even funny. It's not cute. It's not coy. It doesn't create an endearing feeling about her. Now that she has Milo, she has no time for the cats. She doesn't bring them up. She doesn't talk about them. She doesn't play with them. Nothing. It is all about the dog. Everybody else can kick rocks. What loyalty you have there, Kim? Your cats have been holding you down for years, and you get a new dog and they don't exist? So, let's see. And I said, did you want the dog as an emotional support animal because people would recognize the dog being with you everywhere versus you lugging a cat around everywhere? But when you do that, you're supposed to be doing that based on your need, not based on what other people can see. I have a letter from a doctor that explains why I need to have my cat with me. And so I have a beautiful backpack that I put one of them in. I have the letter in the backpack in case anybody asks. But what an emotional support animal can do is very different from what is the other one called? It's emotional support animal, and what's the other one? The one where they have to actually have training. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. A service dog, correct. Vastly different. So a service dog, you cannot be discriminated in any way, shape, or form. An emotional support animal still has to follow rules. Then she starts to whine about she needs to find a place to go in 2 weeks. Again, her court hearing is about to start, which is why I gotta go. But how do you know you're gotta be out in 2 weeks? And then she's like, if anybody would like to help, I would appreciate it. And that's when she brought up the thing about needing puppy food, that the people she got him from said he was 1.5 years, so she brought a big bag of adult food. And when she found out he was still a baby, she had to get him a bag of puppy food. And so she's in need of a large bag of puppy food. Again, where is your $700 going? You should have more than enough. And when someone said, you got a dog, wait, how did you get a dog if you cannot take care of it? And her retort was, hear me now, her retort was, do you tell a pregnant woman that? And I wrote in all capital letters, yes. Because I will ask, why do you keep having children if you can't afford them? When I call out Kiki or Quay plus 9 now, that's exactly what I say. To continue to bring additional children while you also have to lie, scam, manipulate, and dry beg to make your audience feel emotionally tied up and either send you direct financial support or send gifts or fulfill Amazon wish lists, you're deplorable to me because you are not able to be the kind of mother they deserve. That's period, point blank. Same with the resilient Jenkins. Y'all live in a 1-bedroom apartment with a couple and 3 or 4 kids, and then you turn around and have 2 more in a 1-bedroom apartment and think that that's normal? So, yes. But if a woman gets pregnant, sometimes it's not by choice. Sometimes she's forced. Sometimes her birth control doesn't work. But it is very different than getting up and going and getting an animal that you don't have to. You're not obligated. But how dare you compare yourself to a pregnant woman? There's no too low they won't go. Wow, that rhymes. Ah, it's a rapper in the house. There's no too low they won't go. We got to write that down. So that's all that I have for this minute. You rap better than that. That's all I have for this morning, guys. I gotta go and go listen. And clearly the scammers are doing their thing. Correct. I do believe every child does deserve. They don't just deserve a parent. They deserve a great parent. But nobody forced her to get that dog. So there is no equivalency. But she says that so that people are like, that's true. Nobody says that. Well, if you stick around here for a while, you will hear me call them out. When Kiki was running around saying she might be pregnant, I dragged her ass. What do you mean? You already have 5 children. He has another woman that's supposedly pregnant by him. And you want to have more kids with him? You said that if he had 70 kids on you, it wouldn't matter, you'd still be with him? What example do you think you're setting for your children? So they can miss me with the BS. So as Fallon and CJ have said, I am doing a digital after dark on December the 22nd, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a Saturday night. It will be 5 o'clock for those in California in the Pacific time zone. Hopefully that is late enough that you can be home with your glass of wine and ready to clock some tea. I will have some special guests. I will be asking some slightly harder questions. I am going to do this on a somewhat regular basis, and there will be kind of like a review of the week. But I'm also going to talk more seriously about romance scammers. I'm going to speak more about people who I believe are PDF files, some sort of kind of like not morning topics. I mean, I can make them morning appropriate, but it'll be so much better if I do it at night. So put it on your calendars, the 22nd. Right, it will not be every Saturday because there are other, All for One Mexican Homie, they tend to go live on Saturday evenings, and I don't want to step on their toes. This is just like a special, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. We'll see. But the first one will be the 22nd. So you are all invited. Those who love me, those who hate me, those who call me, say they're going to stalk my page, you're all welcome. It's going to start this month on the 22nd. White Sox, please don't start. So I got to go. I love you all. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the daily heart me. If you've just joined the team, I appreciate it. You can now call yourself a digital detective or a digital deceivers detective. I'm the shadow. Yes, she is being evicted. Her eviction is scheduled for this morning. She got a reprieve last week. They set it for today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. So you'll either see me in the comment section, in a box, or I will be here Friday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully I will not be late. But Fridays are open mic. So please, guys, if you have something you want to comment, something you want to share, something you want me to know, a new person you want me to look out for, please come up. I'm gentle. I don't just go off on people. I listen. If you have questions for me, please feel free to ask me then. It's a no shame zone. You don't know what you don't know, so it's better to ask questions, because if you have the question, I'm sure there are 10 other people who have the same question, but they may fear coming up. Yes. I did watch Gabby for the first time the other day, so I found someone, and I cannot remember her name, but I found someone who actually subscribed so that when she goes to subscription only mode, we can still watch. And I wish I had written her name down, because shout out to her. She is my hero of the moment. So everyone have a wonderful day. I'll either see you in the comment section, or I will see you Friday morning. I'm out. Have a terrific day.